this idea of global redistribution of wealth.
Looking at something called green infrastructure and helping smaller countries pay for that, climate adaptation, whatever that means, and green green economy, and it's going to cost $2.1 trillion a year in wealth transfers from the richest countries in the world to the poorer ones.
Well, it's this emphasis on Mother Earth and nurturing Mother Earth. And it's also this notion of climate debt. And if you look at some of these draft documents that the UN's put together over the last couple of years, there's a notion of reparations, that somehow the United States and other developed countries historically owe this debt based on their conduct. And so they should be pouring trillions of dollars in almost a world tax on green energy and say, United States, you need to pay up. Great Britain, you need to pay up. You folks pay up. It would be based on, really, I think, a world redistribution theory. That is one notion
which we don't have
of world government. Well, I think the objection to this is that this is kind of a world tax, and that the United Nations becomes the arbiter, with our assent, with our consent, of who should be paying what in the world. Of course, if there's a leak into the groundwater, then companies, they need to pay millions or billions of dollars, whatever they need to pay to clean it up and help people who have been affected by it. But to say that the United States and other developed countries, they're responsible for this climate debt, I think a lot of people, or some people at least, have an issue with it, and it's going to be explored over the next coming months. Obviously, the Obama administration appears to be for this notion. It hasn't been adopted yet.
Economics professor Peter Morici joined us earlier, and he talked about how he believes that the U.S. is basically selling out.
Well, the Obama administration has a governing ideology. Hard-working American middle-class folk are to blame for all the problems of the world and should be taxed for all the sins of the past. Essentially, this notion that Americans should pay to resolve global warming is that kind of thinking. It's that global governance thinking. Essentially, Mr. Obama doesn't believe in democracy. We're going to tax Americans and send the money to unelected bureaucrats at the UN to redistribute wealth globally. It's really a selling out of the United States.